All right, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone listening and watching me this lovely afternoon. It's Adetola Freeman once again, and this is our Monday market review session, right? And I'm sure that you guys are ready to have an amazing, amazing, amazing time, right? So, well, we don't have a lot to do today because it's the first week in the month of September, so the markets are still going to be trying to restabilize, um, following the close of the previous monthly candle. Right, a monthly candle just closed on the monthly time frame, meaning that on the monthly time frame, the market is going to go through a brief phase of restabilizing, all right, before everything goes back to the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. So we're just going to take a few minutes to hold on so that some other people get to join us. All right, let's just hold on a bit. Oh yeah. I'm kind of sending reminders to a couple of people. All right, so that they can join us on the call. Okay. All right. Oh, beautiful. All right. So welcome, 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 guys. We're just gonna take a few minutes, wait for a couple of people to join us. All right, then we'll launch. Um, Abdul Kazim, it's good to see you. Nathaniel, it's good to see you. Oh yeah, 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 Nathaniel, that's my guy. Nandom, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yes, I'm very good, Nathaniel. Thank you. Chukwe Maker, hello. Yeah, Gaji, it's good to see you. Prince David, I'm sorry I would not be able to address that request. Yeah, Crypto Safari, it's good to see you. No, Kazim, there's going to be a live stream for trading the NFP, all right? This is not the session for that. We're going to do that during the NFP, all right? So just hold on. Producer Jala, it's good to see you. Good afternoon. Mr. Kenneth Paul, it's good to see you. Good afternoon. Oye Mechi, it's good to see you. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You guys already know how it is. Adetola Freeman here. It's Monday, so we're gonna go right into the markets. We're gonna start with an overview of the higher time frames, mark out our pivots. Then we'll go down to the lower time frames to talk about the things that we need to see, all right, in order to take our entries. All right. Okay. Top Styles Kampala, good afternoon. It's good to see you. Okay, guys, so this is that time you've been waiting for. Let us get busy. We usually start with the majors, all right, EU, GU, and the likes. This was the setup on Euro USD from last week's market review session. And I talked about the fact that we're waiting for a break out of this wedge. And already price has done about 120 pips. All right, the same thing on GBP USD came back for the retest here at this supply zone. And so far it's done about 110 pips. Gold, yes, gold did a retest here. And so far it's done about 340 pips. Yeah, yep, yep, yep. AUD USD retested the supply zone here and it did about, yeah, not much, 60 pips. like that. USD JPY is still rising. This is about 324 pips already. You know, and we can go on and on and on. This was AUD CAD. If you took this trade, then you should be smiling, because AUD CAD did about 60 pips, solid 60 pips. AUD CHF, you know, we got wicked out. All right. GBP AUD, yes, made an amazing move of about 242 pips. You know, and we can just go on and on like that and talk about all of the amazing trade setups that we had last week. All right, this is GBP JPY. All right, last week from our entry, it did about 340 pips. All right, 340 pips. You know, and so many other pairs like that. GBP CHF did, I think so far it's done about 100 pips. So this is typically showing you, all right, I'm deliberately starting like this to show you that what we do on these sessions, on these calls, all right, actually go so far, all right? If you actually follow these things that I'm sharing with you or that I show you guys on these calls, you definitely would be making profit, all right? You definitely would be making profit. All right. So this week, I want you guys to exercise a lot of patience. All right. Please do not rush me, because it's important that you understand that I am only able to give you my best. All right. When you allow me to actually give you my best. All right. So putting me under pressure will not help either yourself or myself to be able to get the best out of our session. All right. So like I always say, if you have questions, please type it, but do not spam in the comment section. All right. If you have a comment, please type your comment and go on, because I can see your comments. I have a screen here. I have a screen here. And this is my chart right in front of me. All right. So I cannot miss your comment. All right. Unless I don't want to reply, but I cannot miss your comment. So please do not spam in the chat group. All right. And then finally, if you have friends, you have a community where you believe that, you know, you have a couple of people who need to attend this session, please quickly copy the link right now, all right, and share it and get them all on board right now. I think we should be able to take this live session to about 200, 400, you know, attendees, all right? So let's do that. Share the link and let's go. All right, so I'm going to have to clear the screen once more, all right, because you guys already know how we do it. I'm going to have to remove all the objects on the screen. Good. So first things first, daily time frame, we want to get our pivot zones. And yes. Right, I think that's it for EU. Right, then we'll go to the candlestick chart. 4 hours, 1 hour. Okay. We have a demand zone down here. All right, we have something here. I'm not quite sure what that would what the reaction here would be, but I think we have something here that could very much play out as an area of inducement. All right, it could either be an area of inducement or an entry for the bullish sentiment. All right, the key factor that is going to determine that is we want to check if, when price gets here, we want to check if there's going to be you know, a solid reaction, all right, a good enough reaction, basically. Okay. Kudus, it's actually, I think the stream health is, I think the stream quality is quite good from here. At least from my own end, I think it's quite good. I'm watching the reviews and I think it's quite good. All right, but if you're having issues, you can always come back, watch the stream all over again. All right, I'm sure that you'll catch whatever it is you missed the first time. So this is my demand zone. All right, but I think that there's an interim area for price to react to here. All right, so let's go to the 4 hours time frame. I think we do have all right, we have a trend line there. Let me zoom in. This is oversold. All right, but somehow I suspect, because if you go to the 1 hour time frame, you'd see that this is already overbought. All right, so somehow I suspect that the supply zone here, all right, I suspect that it's not done pushing prices lower, because you can see the price already made a reaction from it here. All right, so I suspect that the next thing that's going to happen is the price is going to come all the way down here. All right, and once that happens, it becomes easier for us to be able to map out our entry based on the BOTL confirmation. All right, we'll use a BOTL kind of sentiment here for our entry. All right, there's a tiny trend line here, but price already broke it. All right, price already broke it, which is why I think that this supply zone might be retested. All right, so if this supply zone gets retested, price is most likely going to bounce all the way back down. All right, let me see. Yeah, perfect. All right, so price coming into this zone and then dropping all the way down. All right, I think that's what we're likely going to see. All right, so let price come into this zone and then we can take our bearish entries from that region. All right, and that would be it for Euro USD. All right, moving on, we move on to GBP USD. For all of you just joining, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. I might not be able to mention your names because I'm actually back in, I'm currently in analysis mode, all right? And I do not want to be distracted, all right? So GBP USD, let's do that. All right, GU. Let's first of all clear all the all the lines on the chart. Right. Yes, clean chart. We'll go to daily time frame, line chart. We plot our pivots. Yep, that looks like one, but I wouldn't be too sure. Let me check 4 hours time frame. Not so interesting, but I think we'll have to make it work. All right, so then let's go to the candlestick chart. We're gonna go to the 1 hour time frame. All right, let me. Okay, we have this trend line. All right, which is a trend line resistance. I think we have this as an area of supply, but don't take my word for it. I'm going to confirm whether or not that's a valid area of supply by using my Fibonacci. Oh yes, so I think we have another zone up here. All right, so yeah, let's take out the Fibonacci. Okay, so I think that what we're likely to see is price coming into this region, all right, with the trend line, and then from there coming all the way back down, all right, which would validate the stochastics getting overbought. All right, the stochastics gets overbought. Price presents us with a convergence. All right, and then this happens. All right, so that's typically what I'm seeing. All right, I'm expecting price to all right, gold trader, there's a way we do things here. All right, so when you come on board, you want to make an inquiry or you want me to check a chart. All right, you probably want to ask, maybe any of the participants can put you through. All right, there's a template that we follow. All right, there's a structure. Okay, so you want to see price come into this. Let me see. All right, good. Yeah, so that pretty much defines it. So price comes into that supply zone, gets overbought, gives us a convergence, and then, we see a dip all the way down here. All right. Okay, beautiful. We see a dip all the way down here. All right, and then we can start to consider bullish entries. But typically, I think that this is already been mitigated. All right. Personally, I think that's my opinion. All right, it's already been mitigated. So I think that, we're getting ready for some bearish continuation. All right, Martin Ike, you're welcome. Let's go on. That's GBP USD, GBP USD. So let's look at all right, Martin Ike. Basically, yourself and Gold Trader, you're in the same shoes. When you need me to look into something, you say, please check this. All right, it's important to me. All right, I'm just sentimental like that. So please, if you want to make requests, please. I probably grew up on not a lot of pleases. Okay, so just do me that honor. All right, thank you. Don't mind me, I'm not a petty person in person. All right, but it just counts. Unjoya Emily. So let me quickly say this. All right, Unjoya, we currently, let me put it this way. The licensing body that governs our operations as FBS, all right, literally prevents us from doing anything regarding crypto, all right, due to the high volatility and the uncertainty regarding crypto. So they have policies that prevent us from, giving such, analysis on our live sessions, all right. If you want to see anything on that, you probably want to join the Telegram channel. The link is in the description, all right, and it's also in the chat box. So you probably want to stay on the Telegram channel to get all of that, okay? All right, so Saleh Humo, the template is already in the chat box. You can check how other people are making their requests. Emmanuel Akam, you can also check in the comment section. So let's go on. Let's do AUD USD, all right? Let's clear all of these drawings. Daily time frame, line chart. Let's do this. Right, that's typically one zone. I think we have another just here. Yeah, I think we can call that another zone. All right, so that's the daily time frame. You can see the stochastics is overbought. All right, but before we dig into the stochastics being overbought, we want to see, okay, what is our confirmation of a change of character from whatever it is that the stochastics is doing. All right, so here we have, here you can see we have the wedge pattern, we have the overall supply zone here. All right, there's a fair value gap, there's all the goodies that you probably want to look for, even if you're a smart money trader. All right, you're also seeing the likelihood of this happening as a double divergence or a double convergence rather. Right, there's a likelihood of a double convergence taking place here, which just goes to solidify the sentiment that this should be bearish. All right, this should be bearish, and that's around the 76%. All right, so price comes this way probably, all right, just probably, because the overall direction that I have is bearish. All right, I believe the overall sentiment to be bearish. All right, so AUD USD sentiment is clearly bearish. All right, yes, that's not a divergence, it's not a convergence, nothing. Yeah, so pretty much yes. All right, Emmanuel Akam. I don't know if you said this is confusing. This is basic support and resistance, Fibonacci, and price action trading. All right, so if you have issues understanding some of these things, go through all the videos in the YouTube channel. All right, on this YouTube channel, you see videos for beginners. All right, the beginner series. Please go through them. All right, because um, this session, all right, this session to a large extent, we don't necessarily do too much explaining. All right, although I teach from time to time, but not as in depth as you probably need it to be for a beginner to understand. Do you get it now? All right. So guys, David Bongani has a question in the chat box. He's asking what's the success rate of my analysis. All right. So guys, those of you that have been here for a while, if you care to answer, please help me give a response to David. All right. So he knows that this is not one of those channels where people come on and just talk do all talk and no results. All right. So please, I trust you guys to handle that. All right, so AUD USD, we're trusting that this should be bearish. All right, we've already gotten break of structure. There's a fair value gap. There's a supply zone. There's a wedge pattern being broken out of. There's a trend line resistance. So there's a divergence. All right, or should we say a convergence? All right, so typically, I think that this is going to go bearish. All right, AUD USD is very, very bearish, at least from my own sentiment. Yes, Martin ZK, that's exactly what I'm saying. Bearish means sell. All right, but remember, there's a trigger point or there's an entry confirmation that we're looking for. All right, and it's a retest at a supply zone. So you just got to wait for that. All right. Toby Bolaji, you joined us late. We already talked about Euro USD. So if you don't mind, Euro USD was the first commodity we looked into. All right. So if you don't mind, you can just rewind towards that part. Or better still, you wait for us to finish the sessions. All right. And then you can go back and watch the video all over again. All right. I want to hope that that makes sense. All right. So that's AUD USD. Next, we'll do USD JPY. Or better still, since nobody asked about it, I think I'm just going to leave that out. Let's go to gold. All right. Like I said, gold did about 300 and something pips from, 330 pips from the entry I gave last week. So if you had followed that entry or that trade sentiment, you actually would have made a lot of money. All right. But nonetheless, we're here for what lies ahead. All right. Not the past. So we're going to clear all of this once again and then take a fresh look at the market again. Emmanuel Akam, I've always provided, from time to time, assistance for a couple of people that have reached out to me. So my Instagram is always available. You have questions, you need assistance, you can always reach out to me on Instagram. The name is the same, Adetola Freeman. All right, so let's do. All right, Collins wants to know about gold too. Lowezi, we're going to go to GBP CHF when it's time. All right, just hold on. Okay. GBP CAD, I've seen you. GBP CHF, I've seen you. Please do not spam the chat anymore. All right. I have taken note of your requests. All right. So daily time frame, line chart, XAU USD. I think I want to zoom in for this one. Okay. Nah, that's not what I meant. All right, so let's go back to the candlestick chart. Go to 4 hours time frame, zoom out. Top stars Kampala, I already heard you. GBP CAD, I would get to it. So please just relax, okay? All right, so let's see. Gold, 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 gold. One, two, three, four, five. Once I caught the fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it hurt my fingers so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on my right. All right, so that's I think that's what gold is trying to do. So if you look closely, you'd see that stock here is oversold. All right, so gold might try to bounce into this supply zone. All right, then do this. All right, then come for a retest here. All right, and then continue this way. All right. Now, this is a sentiment pending the time that we're able to confirm what the setup or what the analysis for NFP looks like. All right. But in the meantime, this is my sentiment. All right. In the meantime, this is my sentiment. There's a trend line. There's another trend line. And for those of you who are wondering why was I singing once I caught a fish alive, because basically that is the that's the that's the reality of trading, all right? Sometimes you catch the fish alive and then the fish comes, bites your hand, but you need to learn how to keep holding onto the fish even while it's biting your fingers, all right? Because every fisherman has, at one point or the other, been bitten by a fish, all right? You won't see a fisherman that has never gotten bitten by a fish before, all right? So professional fishermen are people who can get bitten by fish, all right, and still keep holding on to that fish and still hold their grip on that fish. So the problem with many traders is they catch the fish alive, it bites them, and then they throw the fish away, throw the net away, and they literally throw the hook away and never come back, right? They never come back to the pond. Don't be that trader, all right? Don't be that trader. Get out, but learn how to keep your losses very minimal so that you can always come back with complete 10 fingers. All right, that's the beauty of it. You know, talking about catching fish, we're not talking about sharks here. If you catch a shark alive, it bites you once, never come back. Just go. All right. But I'm saying you're fishing in a pond, all right, with a smart risk management system. Then you know that if it gets so tough and you get beat by a fish, all right, don't throw away the hook. Don't throw away the net. Come back again. All right. That's why we teach money management. That's why we teach risk management. That's why we take this session so that you're prepared for whatever eventuality the market throws at you. All right. So let's get back to class, guys. So typically, gold probably wants to bounce from this pivot, comes into the supply zone, from the supply zone comes into this demand zone, and like that, like that, like that. But I'm expecting that typically before NFP, gold is most likely going to be around here. All right, typically that's my expectation. Gold is most likely going to be somewhere around here. All right, so that is gold. We've done EU, we've done GU, we've done gold, we've done AUD USD. So now it's time to go to GBP CAD. Collins TV, you're welcome. So GBP CAD line chart. Let's figure out our pivot zones. That's not looking good. that is not looking good. All right, let me be the judge of that. 4 hours time frame. Nah, this price action is very, very bitter. Hmm, interesting. Interesting. Hold on, I'm going to explain what I'm seeing. Just hold on. GBP CAD is giving me a migraine right here. Okay, all right. I think that makes sense now. Um, all right, that supply zone already got tested. Already gave a reaction that broke structure. So we might want to look at this supply zone. All right, that would work. But that should work. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, basically. So the sentiment is bearish, all right, and that's basically because on the 1 hour time frame you can see that market is currently overbought on the stochastics. Upstairs Kampala, you're welcome. All right, so there's a likelihood that by the time this happens, all right, there's a likelihood that by the time it happens, we'll be looking at a divergence on the stochastics. All right. Yeah, Collins TV. These setups are not necessarily for today. All right, these are setups for the week. All right, so it doesn't have to play out today, basically. All right. So that is GBP CAD. And typically, if you're looking for a broker that would care about you, care about how well you're doing, follow up on your progress and give you some of the best trading conditions ever, the link in the chat box is the link you want to click. All right, create an account with FBS and enjoy uncomparable services and value that you never even thought were possible. All right, you never even knew you were missing. All right, so just click the link, create your account, and then join us on the green side of profit. So this is GBP CAD. My sentiment is bearish. I want to see price come into that supply zone. I'll confirm it on the lower time frames. Probably just wait for, yeah, looking good. Probably just wait for price to take out liquidity and then, I take an entry, basically. So I think this would work. I think it worked pretty fine for me, all right, to take my entry. So guys, you want to look out for that or you want to watch out for that. Let's see how it goes all together. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. So I think the next one was GBP NZD. That was GBP CHF. That was GBP NZD. So we're gonna do uh, right line charts. Let's see where our pivots. Okay, let's see. Beautiful. Right, this happens to be breaker block kind of scenario. Yeah, coupled with the convergence. So I think GBP NZD is still very, yeah, I believe so. I believe it is. Yeah, so I think that's my sentiment. Price comes into there and then continues bearish. All right. Because for me, this would be the target. All right. For me, that would be the target. All right. Let me make that clearer. All right. So for me, this would be the target for GBP NZD for a sell. All right. Um, I wish that I could explain what I know about the stochastics indicator to you guys, but if I did, many of you would be mind blown. Like your mind would literally just melt. Right? Will literally just melt. So I'm trying my best not to explain too much, but trust me, if this gives a rejection, price is most likely coming to take out this lows. All right, we're most likely going to get to see a liquidity sweep, all right, of this lows, all right, so that it can bring price into that demand area that I marked right under there. Okay. Yes, Emmanuel Akam. The FBS YouTube channel has a host of signals on a daily basis, all right, that you could definitely benefit from, all right. And basically, if you're looking for, maybe you're probably just looking for trading wisdom, you're looking for wisdom for traders, motivation and stuff, you can follow me on Instagram. Let's just have some market fun, all right. All right, the Telegram channel, the link to the FBS Telegram channel is in the description. Right? It's in the description. FBS Analytics and Education. OG Gatti, Euro USD was the first commodity we talked about. All right. So if you are unable to rewind back to the very beginning, you might want to just flow with us till we finish this session, and then afterwards you go back over the recording. I think that would work. All right. Because once the session ends, I'll broadcast the recording so that those who missed it can also, catch up and benefit from it as well. Is that okay? Yeah, so this is GBP NZD, right? That's GBP NZD. So let me see. USD JPY. Did we not talk about it already? USD JPY, I think it's still bullish. It's still giving some interesting price action. All right, it's already broken this trend line that I talked about. According to my analysis, you could see that my sentiment was that price was going to come take out this eye. All right, take out this eye, then come for a retest, then push. All right, take out the trend line and the previous eye. So practically, that's what I still see USD JPY doing. No change, no changes. All right, so I think that's USD JPY for Chris. All right, so Chris, this is USD JPY. It's still bullish, albeit you might want to wait for price to break this eye and then come for a retest. If you're not comfortable with that, alternatively, you could come this way. Right, plot a trend line, typically wait for price to retest here. All right, wait for price to retest there. Yes, following the break of structure here. That's a break of structure. So either this point or ultimately this one. All right. if you're going to judge it from the break above this eye. Right, so break above this eye, the demand zone, break above this eye, then the demand zone. So either of those two areas would do well for your entry. Toby Bolaji, I already mentioned it. We talked about Euro USD at the very beginning. That was the very first commodity we talked about. All right. Solomon Adegoke, you have a buy trade on gold at 2511.97. Oh boy. Oh well, I'm sorry. I'm not sure I am permitted to give financial advice, at least not on this live session. All right. So all I'm going to say is you probably want to take your analysis all over again. You probably want to do your analysis all over again. Okay. Please just do that. Toby Bolaji, my analysis on Euro USD is more than whether it's bullish or bearish. So please do yourself a favor. After this session ends, please watch the recording so that you not only just know the sentiment, but you know what I'm seeing that is determining why I am seeing bullish or bearish. All right. That is one issue when people take signals. They don't understand what the signal giver saw, all right, before giving the trade sentiment. So because they don't see what the signal giver is seeing, it becomes difficult to know when the market has changed, all right, or when the analysis of whoever gave the signal has now become invalidated, all right. So I don't want to lead you guys astray. So please, Toby Bolaji, go back to the beginning, watch the Euro USD, or peradventure, after this session, just watch the whole recording from scratch. You learn a couple of things, I can promise you that, okay? All right, so that is USD JPY. All right, Lowezi wants GBP CHF. All right, so according to my analysis last week, I told you that GBP CHF was most likely going to break this trend line, come for a retest, all right, and then drop further. All right, but right now it's looking like GBP CHF wants to retest the pivot region, all right, which is this area. All right, price wants to retest that pivot region before dropping. Can you see that? So it's not too far removed from what we've been looking at since last week, all right, or what the price action we've been seeing since last week. So alternatively, you might want to enter from the pivot zone or wait for price to come, break the trend line, all right, and then you can sell freely, right? Either of those two would work powerfully, amazingly well. Are we good? Milowezi, I don't understand. What do you mean by you're holding it? There are conditions responsible for my sentiment, all right? And that's why it's important that you know those conditions, all right? It's not just as simple as, oh, buy or sell, all right? This is a supply zone. It's close to the pivot. Price could start to go bearish from here. But nonetheless, if you want the safest entry, you want to wait for price to break this trend line. And that's why I said that if price does that, you can sell free. You get him, Loizy. Are we good on that? All right, so let's look at GBP CHF, GBP CAD. We've talked about that. Did we do GBP CAD? No. Okay, yeah, we did. GBP CAD, gold, we've done that. EU, we've done that. AUD USD, we've done that. AUD NZD. AUD NZD. AUD NZD something something DCD. All right, so GJ and AUD NZD, those are the only two remaining. GJ and AUD NZD. So we'll do AUD NZD now, then we'll do GJ, and we'll call it a lovely day. Okay. Mm. Oh, don't touch it. It's gonna burn you. AUD NZD looking interesting. Hmm. No woman, no cry. Okay, okay. Let me see. On what grounds? On what basis? Okay. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, AUD NZD most likely bearish. Right, AUD NZD. I think price is going to come into this pivot zone. All right. There's a supply area there too. You can see that the stochastic is also overbought already. And not just is it overbought, you can see that there is a very clear convergence. All right. So I think we're gonna have this. Right. I think that's what we're gonna see on AUD NZD. Because I remember how we used to live in a Babylon. Don't mind me, I'm not a Rasta. I'm not a Rastafarian, but sometimes when I chase the Naira, I Mali. All right, so I think that's the idea. All right, AUD bearish. All right, comes into the supply zone, the pivot, the stochastics. They're all indicating that something bearish should happen. Right, so that's AUD NZD. AUD NZD. Yeah, this young man has been asking me to take a look at oil. XTI wants me to talk about XTI. 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 Okay, yeah, those are my pivots. Where else? I think this works. Yeah, I think this works too. But I don't like it that much. So, all right, so let's go back to the candlesticks. Yeah, candlesticks not looking bad. But hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. No, price is not there yet. It's not at that zone yet. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Did we break above this high? No. Did we break below this low? No. We broke above this high. Actually. All right. So let's see. What am I seeing on oil? I think the major thing on oil right now is to watch what happens here. Right? Because this is an established area of demand. Right. And it's right in the middle of the pivots, the daily time frame pivot. All right. So I want to see what exactly happens at that point. All right. And then I think I can also establish a trend line here. All right. I can establish a trend line here. See if when price fills the fair value gap. All right. I want to see if after filling the fair value gap, price decides to keep going lower. Right. But if it breaks that supply and the trend line, then we change sentiments and then we start to look for buy entries. All right, does that make sense? But ultimately, right now, I want to see price come into this supply zone and then drop. So if price gets here, and then stochastics manages to find its way somewhere around here, there will be absolutely no doubt about it. It would be unanimous. All right. So that's basically it. NIXTR. I'm sorry, I don't know what commodity you're typing. And at the same time, our time is up. Right? I think our time is up. I think so. All right. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, everyone that took our time to join me on today's live stream. It's been an amazing, amazing 1 hour with you guys. And I know that you guys have gotten some incredible value from this session. Don't forget, don't be in a hurry, be patient, all right? And if peradventure, for any reason, the fish bites you, do ensure that you do not let go, all right? Do not throw the net away. Do not throw your fishing equipment away. Always ensure that there's a way that you create an allowance in order for you to be able to return to the market anytime, right? Anytime. So with that said, I want to say thank you so much, guys. God bless you. Have a fantastic and profitable week. Happy new month, and I'm wishing you a prosperous September. God bless you and have a lovely one. Bye-bye.